Okay, in the schedule risk, the degree of the particular uncertainty is going to be get happen when the particular project is going to maintain its schedule and the project will get delivered on the time. So at that so at this particular situation, when we are going to not able, because of that particular risk, we are not able to deliver the particular product in the particular delivered time or the scheduled time. So at that time, the schedule risk is going to be get occurred. Okay, next one is the support risk. So support risk, it is the degree of uncertainty that the particular software project is being going to be get developed will be very easy to correct and to modify and add up. Okay, so this thing is mainly occurs when the particular product is in under maintenance. Means what, we have already deployed that particular product and the particular customer now wants to modify, or they wants to adopt the new environment, or they want to add new features to the particular system. So at that time, they are going to ask for the support of the particular system. And when the particular development team is about to provide the support to the particular system, and at that time the risk is going to be happen. So because of that particular support risk, the new features is not going to be get implemented in a proper way, or they are not they are not going to provide the proper way to enhance the features of the particular system is. Okay, so these are the risk components and the drivers which are associated with the particular project is. Okay, so with all these associated risks of these particular components, the risk drivers that can be used to analyze the impact of the particular risk is. Okay, so risk drivers are mainly help to identify the what is the impact of the particular risk is. Okay, so there are the four ways. Okay, so there are the four ways by which the impact of the particular risk of the each risk driver is going to be get calculated. So first thing is the negligible, marginable, critical. So these are the ways by which we are going to identify how the particular risk is going to be get affected, or how its impact on the particular system is. Okay, next is we are going to see how to access the overall project risk. Okay, we have identified the particular risk. So the best approach to prepare is to have the set of the questionnaires, and the best upon the set of the questions that are going to be get answered by the project manager in order to access the particular overall project of the particular system is. Okay, so what kind of the questions are going to be get asked to assess the particular overall project risk? The first question that is going to be get asked was will the particular project will get the proper support by the customer manager? Okay, so this question is mainly going to be asked when the particular development team is going to be faced any kind of the problem. So whatever the doubt they are going to have in their mind, they can easily going to approach to the particular customer's team. Okay, so the customer team members, the main responsible person for that particular activity, he can always available to answer these kind of the questions, whatever the doubts are there. So this particular thing is going to be get used to assess the particular project risk. Second one is are the end users are committed to the particular software that has been produced? Means what, the end users are the one who are going to be act as the active stakeholders for the particular system is. Okay, so all these end users are always committed to the particular software that is going to be get developed, because they are also going to provide the feedback. They are also going to give some suggestions for the implementing of the particular process which is going to be going on. Next thing is there is a clear understanding of the requirements when they are going to identify the project risk associated for that particular project. So when they are going to identify what kind of the risk is going to be happen, or how they are going to have the guesses what kind of the risk is going to be happen, only when they are going to have the clear understanding of the requirements. Okay, once the particular requirements are clearly understood by the development team, the testing team, then only they are going to have the identification for the risk factors. Next thing is there is an active involvement of the customer in the requirement definition. So whatever the requirements are going to be get given by the customer, so all these requirements are going to be get gathered from the customer only. So the customer has to take the active involvement, active participation in the requirement gathering. Once all the requirement gathering is going to be done, they are going to analyze those particular requirement. Based upon that analysis, they are going to identify what kind of the risk is going to be get associated with the which requirement. Okay, so the customer has to take the active involvement in the particular requirement definitions. Next thing is that is the expectation is that the expectation set of the products are going to be get realistic. Okay, so when we are going to perform the requirement gathering, at that situation we are going to identify the word feasibility. So feasibility is nothing but the whether the particular product is really possible to implement, or whether the particular product is going to be get a realistic one. Okay, so these things are going to be get asked by that particular development team. So whatever the expectation the customer is going to have from that particular product, they are going to ask whether that particular expectations, the set of the expectations is the realistic ones, means what, it is the feasible one, whether we are going to actually implement this particular thing is, or whether it is particularly possible to implement such product is. Next one is the project scope is stable. Okay, so whatever the project scope is going to be get identified implementing the particular thing. So at the start only, the development team, the stakeholders all sit together and they are going to identify the scope of the project. Means what, they are going to identify the boundary levels of the particular system is. Okay, so that particular boundary levels are always in a stable. Okay, they are not going to have the unstable kind of things that the customer can anytime he is going to come and visit the meet the particular development team and ask for the changes in the particular set of the requirements. Okay, so due to that particular changes in the requirement, the particular project scope is going to get change every time. So that's why the project scope has to be the stable one. Next one are the team members with the skill set. So as I have stated earlier, whatever the team size it is, the team is always the composed of the mixed combinations. Okay, so mixed combination means what, it should have the skill experience team members as well as the freshers one. Okay, next one is, are the project requirements are stable. So when the particular requirements are going to be get gathered from the customer, at that time those requirements should always requirements are always in the stable manner. Means what, the customer is not always going to change the set of the requirements every time. So these are the few questionnaires that are going to be get mainly used by the project manager in order to assess the particular overall project risk is. Okay, so this is all about the project risk. So in the project identification, what we have seen the definition. Two approaches were there, generic one and the product specific one. Next, what we have seen that there is a one checklist. So that checklist is going to have these factors. On these factors, the particular risk is going to be get identified. Once the risk is identified, we are going to identify the risk components and the drivers. And these are the questionnaires that particular project manager is going to use it. Okay, next topic we are going to start is the risk projection. Okay, so risk projection, it is also called as the risk estimations. So estimation word, now it is familiar to everyone. What is estimation? So estimation is nothing but we are going to calculating the things, the factors which are mainly used for the particular product is. Okay, so with the association with the risk projection or the risk estimation means what will happen if the particular risk is going to be happen actually. So it is ultimately going to affect the schedule, budget, the resources, the environment kind of thing. So we need to identify, we need to estimate those factors. Okay, so this is the risk projection is. Okay, so there are the two ways by which the risk is going to be get rated. First thing is the probability that the particular risk is real. Okay, so what is the probability? What is probability means what? We have to give the assure that the particular whatever the risk is going to be get happen, this risk is the real one. Okay, second one is the consequences of the particular problem associated with the risk. When particular risk is going to be get happen, so what is its consequences? For example, risk is going to be get take place at the A component of the project is, and due to that due to the risk in the particular A component, B module is going to be not working in the proper situation. It is going to have some problems. Okay, so these consequences we have to identify. Okay, when the particular risk is going to be happen. So two factors were there. First was the probability of the particular risk is going to get happen, and second one is the consequences. We need to identify the consequences of the problems which are associated with the particular risk is. Okay, so the project planner, the technical staff, the project manager is going to perform the different steps to perform the steps for the project risk projection. So the first step is to estimate the scale that indicates the probability of the risk, probability that the risk is being the real one. Okay, so this is the first step. Second thing is that to enlist or to identify the consequences of the particular risk is. Third one is to estimate the impact of the risk on the project or on the product. Next one is the maintain the overall accuracy of the particular risk projection in order to have the clear understanding of the software that is going to be get built. Okay, so these are the 4 steps that are mainly used to perform while identifying the risk projection is. So once these steps are mainly going to help to prioritize the risk, whatever the risk they have identified, they are going to assign the priorities to that particular risk. Okay, so once the risk is going to be get prioritized, then it becomes easy to allocate the resources to handle them to solve it. Okay, next thing is the risk table. So risk table means what? The building the particular risk table, it is the simplest and the most commonly used technique adopted by the project managers in order to project the particular risk is. Okay, so while building the particular project table, the project team first of all enlist all the probable risk with the help of the risk item checklist. Okay, so whatever the risk item checklist we have seen, so with that particular risk item checklist, they are going to first enlist all the probable risks. Second thing is that each risk is going to get categorized. Means what? There are various categories of the risk. Means what? The specific risk is associated with the project size, whether it is associated with the technology, whether it is associated with the customer, staff, business, developing environment. So different categories were there. So they have to categorize the type of the risk is. So for every identified risk, they need to categorize it. Thing is that the probability of the occurrences of each risk is going to be get estimated by the each team member individually. Okay, so whatever the risk they have identified, now they have to identify the probability. What are the chances, or what are the different occurrences, chances of the particular risk that is going to be get occurred, they need to now identify it. And each and every team member of that particular team is going to calculate it separately. Okay, if meeting is going to be get closed, you join with the same link. Okay, next step is, once the particular impact or the probability is going to be get identified, so while calculating the impact of the each risk with the help of the cost drivers, that the each component of the risk means performance, cost, support, and the schedule. So all these 4 cost drivers is again going to be get assessed, and they are going to give the overall impact of the particular task is. Okay, so after building this particular